Greetings! Mandalay79 here, and welcome back to another deck profile video for Cardfight Vanguard Deer Days! Alright then, let's get started. Pressing the A button now, loading game, and proceeding. Here we are on the main menu, going to edit deck menu. And now in today's video, the deck profile I'm going to be making one for is Brandt, Cardinal Deus, Orfist. Alright then, let's get started. Pressing the A button, going to create new cards, new deck, Brandt. Here we are. So like I mentioned before, the deck profile I'm going to be making in this video is for Brandt Nations, Cardinal Deus, Orfist, D-BT01. Mainly a Orfist deck built of cards only available up until D-BT01. So let's get started. The right deck, Grade 3, Cardinal Deus, Orfist. His skills are: the first skill, continuous as a Vanguard or Rearguard. During your turn, if your world is Dark Knight or Abyssal Dark Knight, this unit gets plus 5,000 power until the whole turn. Then the second skill, action, Vanguard. If your world is Abyssal Dark Knight, counterblast 2. If the cost has been paid, you can call up to 3 Shadow Army tokens to Rearguard. Your world changes when you play a specific order. Shadow Army has 15,000 power and boosts. So for Orfist, he's the main grade 3 to play this deck. For skills, if the world you set is Dark Knight or Abyssal Dark Knight, your Vanguard or Rearguard Orfist can get plus 5,000 power, getting an 18,000 power attacker in the front row. And his second skill, if you have Abyssal Dark Knight set up, as long as you don't mind paying counterblast 2, then your Orfist can call 3 Shadow Army tokens capable of attacking and boosting for 15,000 power on their own. So for Orfist, we're playing 4 of him and setting one the right deck. Next, let's go on to the next grade 3. Grade 3, set order, world, in the darkness nobody knows. Skills, first skill, after a set order is played, put in your order zone, play this card with Soul Blast 1. The second skill, auto, when this card is put into the order zone, choose one of your opponent's rear guards in the front row and retire it. And the second skill, continuous in the order zone. If your order zone only has world cards, the following effects are active according to the number of cards in your order zone. 1 card, your world becomes Dark Knight, and 2 or more cards, your world becomes Abyssal Dark Knight. So for In the Darkness Nobody Knows, it's one of the main order cards to play in the Orfist deck. Like I mentioned, if Orfist, your world has to be set onto either Dark Knight or Abyssal Dark Knight to use its skills, so these are one of the orders to activate those skills. So for this first skill of Darkness Nobody Knows, just by putting in the order zone, you can retire opponent's front row rear guard. And for the second skill, the more order cards you have that in your order zone that have the world attribute, it more or less activates Dark Knight and or Abyssal Dark Knight. So for this order, we're playing 4 of it. Next, let's filter to pack show only cards to D-BT01, Genesis of 5 breaks, apply filter. Next, right deck, grade 2, Cardinal Deus, skills are, first skill, auto, as a Vanguard. When a world is put into your order zone, choose one of your units and it gets plus 15,000 power until the end of the turn. Second skill, continuous as a rear guard. During your turn, if your world is Abyssal Dark Knight, this unit gets plus 5,000 power. So for Cubizia, it's the grade 2 to ride in this deck. As a Vanguard, whenever a world order was put into your order zone, he can give one of your units, either himself or a rear guard, plus 5,000 power, giving you more power to attack with. And the second skill, as a rear guard, if your world is Abyssal Dark Knight, he gets plus 5,000 power, so Cubizia can also be a powerful attacker in the rear guard. As long as you've got Abyssal Dark Knight active, he alone can serve as a 15,000 point attacker. So for Cubizia, we're playing 4 of him and putting 1 in the right deck. The grade 2, Polar Cold Monster, Drummler, its skill is auto. When placed on the rearguard circle, if your world is Abyssal Dark Knight, counterblast 1 and soul blast 1. If the cost has been paid, you draw a card. So Drummler is another support card for the Orfist deck. As long as you've got Abyssal Dark Knight active, as long as you don't mind paying counterblast 1 and soul blast 1, you get to draw a card, so he helps you increase your hand size just by being called and paying a cost. For Drummler, we're playing 4. Next, the grade 2, set order, world, Hollowing Moonlit Night. Skills are, for skill, order, after a set order is played, put into your order zone. Play this card with Soul Blast 1. Second skill, auto, when this card is put into the order zone, draw a card. And the third skill, Continuous, Order Zone. If your Order Zone only has world cards, the following effects are active according to the number of cards in your Order Zone. 1 card, your world becomes Dark Knight. 2 or more cards, your world becomes Abyssal Dark Knight. So for Howling Moonlit Knight, he's one of the other main order cards to play in this Orfist deck. His first skill, just by being placed onto the Order Zone, you get to draw a card, increasing your hand size. Then the second skill, it's just like the previous Grade 3 order, Darkness Nobody Knows. The more order cards that are the world attribute you have face up on your Order Zone, you get to activate Dark Knight or Abyssal Dark Knight. So for Moonlit Knight, we're playing 4 of it. Next up, the Great One. Ride deck, Great One, Cardinal Deus. Skills are, for skill, auto, when placed on the Vanguard circle, search your deck for up to 1 world card, reveal it and put it into your hand, shuffle your deck. Second skill, continuous as a rear guard. During the battle, this unit attacked or boosted. If your world is Dark Knight or Abyssal Dark Knight, this unit gets plus 2000 power. So for Rudis, he's the Great One to play in this to ride in this deck. Just by riding him, you can search your deck for 1 world card, either in the Darkness Nobody Knows or Moonlit Knight, and add it to your hand, securing you a world card to play to activate Dark Knight or Abyssal Dark Knight. In the second skill, just when attacking or boosting, if you have Dark Knight or Abyssal Dark Knight active, Rudis can serve as a 10,000 point attacker or a 10,000 point booster from the back row. So for Rudis, we're only going to play 1 and putting it into the Order Zone. Next up, the Great One, useful recharger. Skill, auto, when this unit is placed onto the Guardian Circle, counterblast 1 if it costs him hate. If your world is Dark Knight, it gets plus 5000 shield until the end of the turn. If your world is Abyssal Dark Knight, you get 10,000 shield instead. So for useful recharger, this is another support card for the Orfist deck. Depending on if you have Dark Knight or Abyssal Dark Knight in play, Charger can serve as a 10,000 to 15,000 point shield all on its own. For Charger, we're playing 4 of him. And now, next up, we're playing the next Great One, Detonation Mutant, Bauble Mine. His skill is auto as a rear guard. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted. If your Order Zone has a set order, cost, put this into your soul. If it costs in hate, countercharge 1. So Bauble Man is a very powerful support card for any build in the Brandt Gate Nation. Just by boosting an attack with him at the end of the battle, as long as you got a set order in your Order Zone, he can not only move himself to the soul to give you more soul blasts to work with, but to refund your counter blasts by counter charging. So he gives you soul blast and counter blast to use later on. For Bauble Mine, we're playing, let's see, I'll play 3 of him. Next up, playing 4 Bauble Mine, sorry. Then for next, Great One, Violent Dragon, Sentinel, Perfect Guard. Skills are, for skill, continuous, Sentinel. You may only have up to 4 cards of Sentinel in the deck. Second skill, when placed on the Guardian Circle, auto, choose one of your units. It cannot be hit until the end of the battle. If your hand has 2 or more cards, choose a card from your hand and discard it. So for Violet Dragon, he's the Brandt Gate Nation's Perfect Guard, and like any other Perfect Guard in the Cardfight Vanguard trading card game, he has the same skill and activation. When used to guard with, discard a card from hand and block an enemy attack. But he also features an additional ability unique to the D standard format Perfect Guards. When used to guard with, if you have less than 2 cards in hand, you won't have to pay the usual discard 1 cost, so in desperate last-minute situations, he can serve as an emergency no-cost Perfect Guard, making a very useful Perfect Guard to have in the long run. So for Violet Dragon, we're playing 4 of him. And now to the Great Zero lineup. Great Zero, Cardinal Fang, Fulvi, right deck, starting unit. Its skill is auto. When ridden on top of, if you went second, draw a card. So for Fulvi, he's the starting unit of this deck. Just by riding on top of him, if you went second, you get to draw a card. So playing 1 and putting it into the Order Zone. There we go. And now for trigger lineup. For the triggers, we play Cardinal Draco, Barbazonde, critical trigger, we play 4. Then Great Zero, Cardinal Draco, A-Blood, front trigger, we're playing 4. Great Zero, Cardinal Fang, Fulgris, draw trigger, playing 3. And then Grade 0, Cardinal Prima Navilum, heal trigger, we're playing 4. And last but not least, Grade 0, Star Dragon Deity of Infinitude, Elder Breath, over trigger. His skill is additional effect, double the power and critical of all front row units until the end of the turn. Increase its to double its power and critical when activated. So for Elder Breath, he's like any other over trigger in the D standard format. Just by revealing him in a drive check or a damage check, you get 100 million power and draw a card. But he also features another ability unique to him. Additional effect, when revealed during a drive check on your turn, you get to give your entire front row, not just your Vanguard, but also your rear guards, doubling their power and critical. So Elder Breath is a good way to increase your overall power to finish off your opponent in that turn. So making a very good over trigger to play in the Brandt Gate Nation overall. So for him, we're playing 1, and with that, we just finished building the deck. So press start, save deck, and after having just built the deck and explained the card effects, so here is the deck build for this video. For this deck build, we're playing 4, Grade 3, Cardinal Deus Orfist, 4, Grade 3, In the Darkness Nobody Knows, 4, Grade 2, Cardinal Noid Cubizdia, 4, Grade 2, Polar Cold Monster, Drumler. 4, Grade 2, Hollowing Moonlit Knight. 4, Grade 1, Detonation Mutant, Bobble Mine. 4, Grade 1, Violet Dragon. 1, Grade 1, Cardinal Noid, Rutus. 4, Grade 1, Useful Recharger. 1, Grade 0, Starting Unit, Cardinal Fang Fovi. Then we're playing also 4 critical triggers, 4 front triggers, 3 draw triggers, and then 4 heal triggers, and finally 1 Grade 0 over trigger, Elder Breath. And okay, having just explained the deck's build and card effects, next let's get on to testing out this deck. But before that, let's rename the deck. Renaming it. Oops, sorry about that. Insert name. Orfist. Save. Save. Changing card sleeves. For the card sleeves of this deck, we'll play Team Blackout Black sleeves as the main deck sleeve, press A, and Team Blackout White sleeves as right deck sleeve, press Y. There we go. Now deck built, card effects explained, deck renamed, and card sleeve changed. Let's get on to testing out the deck. So back to the main menu, over to fight menu, CPU fight. Now choosing the new deck I built, Orfist. And I'm gonna challenge Matsunori Iseki, normal difficulty. Alright, the fight begins, let's get started. Alright, deciding who goes first. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Paper going first, alright. Now, let's see, I'm gonna redraw 2 cards. There we go, and stand up the Vanguard. Going first, I draw. I'm going to write my right deck, Cardinal Noid Rutus. From my hand, I'm discarding a front trigger. Right. Then, Rutus' skill, I search my deck for 1 world card and add it to my hand. I'm adding Hollowing Moonlit Knight to my hand. There we go. That's the end of my turn. My opponent's turn. He rides. Grade 1, Rancor Chain. Base skill, he draws a card. And Rancor skill, he draws 2 cards and discard 1. Okay. Now he attacks me. No guard.
ノーガード。
ドライブチェック
No trigger. Okay. And here it comes. Ow.
ダメージ
Damage check.
よし。
Heal trigger. Ah, wasted a heal trigger. No. Power the
パワー
Vanguard.
プラス。
Alright, it's my turn. I draw.
ドロー。
Alright, got another order. I'm gonna ride for my right deck. Cardinal Deus, Rukubizia. I discard. Useful recharger for the right deck cost.
ライド。
And now I set the Great 2 order. Hollowing Moonlit Knight. I Soul Blast 1. Playing it.
セットオーダー。ダークナイト。
Moonlit Knight skill. Let's see, draw a
発
card.
動。
Draw. And
シール
Cubizia's
発動。
skill. Plus power to my
パワー
Vanguard.
プラス。
Next, I call one more Cubizia.
コール。
And battle phase. Rear guard attacks the Vanguard. 10,000
バ
power.
ンガードに。
ああそれノーガードで
Alright, no guard. The attack
刺
hits.
されたようなものだよダメージチェック
Damage.
ドロートリガ
Ah,
ー
draw trigger. No.
パワープラス
Now it takes one trigger to pass. Alright, Vanguard attack the Vanguard.
ドライブチェック。
One to pass. Ah, no trigger. The attack does not hit.
ターンエンド。
Alright, end of turn.
ドローライ
He rides Great 2, Black Tears Husk Dragon. He adds an order back to his hand
ドオ
and
ーダー発動
plays an order.
キルを発動ステレオ
He
ル
calls
パワー
Great 3, Roaming Prison Dragon, adding power, and calls Rancor Spear and Sea Reseduction. Okay. No guard, take the
ノ
attack.
ーガード。
Ow! Damage check.
ドロー
Draw
トリガー。
trigger, yes! I give all power to my Vanguard, draw a card. I drew another Drumler, okay.
ヴァンガードにアタック
No
ノ
guard.
ーガード。
ドライブチェッククリティカルトリガー
Come on, seriously?
クリティカルプラス
All effects to the Vanguard, so 2 damage to me.
ドライブチェック
Okay, 2 damage, here it comes. Ah,
ダメージチェック。フロントトリガ
front
ー。
trigger, power to the front row.
パワープラス。
Second check,
ダメージチェック。
no trigger.
リアガード
Now
に
he
アタ
attacks the
ック
rear guard. 23 to my 20. Guard, 5k.
ガード。
Guard it. Alright. Attack done, and now
ターンエン
stand and draw. I'm going to ride my right deck, Cardinal Deus, Orfist. I discard the Great 3 in the darkness nobody knows.
これが私の切り
Here
札。
comes order,
ライド。
riding the Cardinal Deus Orfist, and now I play the Great 3 order in the darkness nobody knows. I Soul Blast 1,
セットオーダー。アビサルダーク
skill.
ナイト。
I retire 1 rear guard. I retire. Let's see. I'm retiring Rancor Spear Trooper. Next up, I'm calling the Great 2 Polar Colt Monster Drumler.
コール。
Drumler skill. Counter Blast 1. Soul Blast 1. I draw a card. I drew a perfect guard. Nice. Next, I activate my Vanguard Orfist skill. Counter Blast 2.
この勝
I
負。
superior call up to 3 Shadow Army tokens.
スキル発動。
1, 2, 3. Call the back row.
ステリオルコール。
And now, beginning battle phase. My Vanguard attacks the
バンガー
Vanguard.
ドにアタック。
33,000 power.
ノーガード
Twin Drive. First check. Critical trigger.
トリガ
Yes.
ー。
Critical to my Vanguard. And power to Drumler.
クリティカルプラス。
Power
プラス。
added. And second check.
ドライブチェック。ヒール
Yes,
トリガー。
heal trigger, just what I needed. I heal 1 damage, power to Cubizia.
パワープラス。
Here it comes, 2 damage.
これが私の本気よ。アタック。
元気がいいな
First
ダメ
check,
ージチェック
no trigger. And second check,
ダメージチェック
no trigger. Yes, we're safe. Now boosted by Shadow Army, my Drumlord attacks the Vanguard.
ヴァンガードにアタック
35,000 power.
ノーガード
Attack hits.
ダメージチェック
Critical trigger. Oh no.
クリティカルプラス
Okay, 20,000 power to my 35,000. So I'm gonna attack the Vanguard. 35,000 power. 40,000, sorry, 40,000, 20,000.
ああそれノーガード
Yes, attack goes through.
ダメージチェ
Check.
ックだ
Draw trigger. No. He draws a card, and that gets at the end of my turn.
ターンエンド
スタンドドロー
He rides the grade 3. Mysterious Rain Speechless. Zorga. He's activating Zorga's skill.
奈落の底へ
He calls a rear guard, the one that retired.
オーダー発動パワープラス
Okay, then calling a grade 1. Rouge Headhunter.
ヴァンガードにアタック
No guard. Take the
ノ
attack.
ーガード
Ow.
ダメー
Damage
ジチェッ
check.
クよし
Heal trigger. Cannot heal, but power to Vanguard.
パワープラス
ヴァンガードにアタック
Now the Vanguard attacks the Vanguard. Perfect guard with Violet Dragon. I'm going to discard
スキル発動
the heal trigger from my hand. Perfect guard.
全ガード
この瞬間このひりつき
Here it comes.
俺は今
No trigger. Perfect guard. And second check.
このひりつき俺は今
Ah, another draw trigger.
パ
No.
ワープラス
Here comes the next attack.
ヴァンガードに
Attack me for 43,000 power. Okay, then I guard a critical trigger and double intercept. 48,000 power. And guard.
ガー
All right, my turn. Stand and
ド
drop.
ターンドロー
I Persona Ride Orfist.
ペルソナライド
Okay, then I'm going to call Bubble Mine over Shadow Army token. Activate my Vanguard skill. Counterblast 2.
ここからが本当の戦いスキル発動
I'm going to call up to 2 Shadow Army tokens to my front row.
スペリオル
Next, I Soul Blast 1 and paid the Grade 2 order into the Moonlit Night. Skill, I draw a card.
スキル発動
Draw. And now, alright, beginning battle phase. My Vanguard attacks the
ヴァン
Vanguard.
ガードにアタック
36,000 power. Perfect guard. Oh no.
スキルを発動完全ガー
Alright.
ドライブ
Twin
チェ
Drive
ック
first check. No trigger. Second check.
ドライブチェック
No trigger. Okay. Attack blocked. Next up, Bubble Mine skill. Into the soul and I countercharge 1.
スキル発動
And now Shadow Army token on the right attacks the Vanguard. 40,000 power. Double guard. Okay.
ドガード
One more time. Shadow Army token attacks the Vanguard.
ヴァンガードにアタック
40,000 power. Double guard. 43,000. Okay, end of turn.
ターンエンド
俺のターンドロー
He's Persona Riding.
この向こ
Using his Vanguard skill to call a rear guard.
う奈落の底へ
He's calling
スペリオルコー
Perfect guard. Okay.
ヴァンガードにアタックだ
No guard. Take the hit.
ノーガード
And out. Damage check. No trigger.
ヴァンガードにアタック
Alright. Vanguard to Vanguard. I guard with Violet Dragon. Perfect guard. Activate Violet skill.
スキル発動
I'm discarding... Let's see, I only have one card left in Soul, so I'm discarding Drumler from hand.
完全ガード
この瞬間この秘密機俺は
He's
今
drive checking. No, heal trigger. Seriously?
パワープラスこの瞬間
Here comes another one. Second check.
俺は今
No trigger. Okay. And attack blocked.
ヴァンガードに当たった
Another attack to the Vanguard. 38,000 power. I guard and guard useful recharger. Guard useful recharger skill. I counterblast 1
スキル発動
plus 15,000 shield in total. Attack blocked.
ガード
Right, my turn. I stand and draw. Not gonna ride. I activate Moonlit Knight. Soul Blast 1 to play.
セットオーダー
Draw a card.
スキル発動
Alright, battle phase. My Vanguard attacks the Vanguard.
ヴァンガードにアタッ
He double guards. 2 to pass, okay. Twin drive, first check. No trigger. Second
クドライ
check.
ブチェック
No trigger. Alright then. Army token attacks the rear guard.
リアガードにアタック
ノーガード
And token attacks the rear guard.
リアガードにアタック
ああそれノーガードで
Alright, that's the end of my turn.
ターンエンド
俺のターンドロー
Ah, another Persona ride. He's activating Zorga's skill.
奈落の底へ魔合成
Nope, he's activating an Alchemy Magic,
オーダー発動パワープラス
adding power and
スキルを発動
skill to call.
ペリオルコパワープラスクリティカルプラス
That's a lot. Not good.
コールだ
And calling. Ah, it's a lot.
スキルを発動コール
Full
ヴ
formation.
ァンガードにアタックだ
Not enough. No guard. Gotta take a chance. Out. Damage check. Over trigger. Yes. 100 million power to the Vanguard, and I draw
パワ
one.
ープラス
リアガードにアタックだ
I perfect guard. I discard Drumlet to block
ス
the
キル発
attack.
動完全ガード
この瞬間
Here's his drive check.
秘密機俺は今
No trigger. And second check.
この瞬間この秘密機俺は今クリティカ
Ah,
ル
critical trigger.
クリティカルプラスパワープラス
Okay, attack blocked.
リアガードにアタックだ
Okay, Violet Dragon. Perfect guard. I'm discarding Kubizia from my hand.
完全ガード
And the attack is blocked. Alright, it's my turn. I stand and draw.
私のターンドロー
I Persona Ride Orfist.
ペルソナライド
I draw a card, 10,000 in the front row. I call Bauble Mine to the rear guard. I activate Order. In the darkness, nobody knows. Soul Blast 1.
セットオーダー
I retire the Great 2 on the
スキル
front
発
row.
動
And now, beginning battle phase. Boosted by Bubble Mine, Orfist attacks the Vanguard, 36,000 power. Perfect guard, no.
スキルを発動完全ガード
ドライ
Twin
ブチェ
drive,
ック
first check.
ドロー
Draw trigger. I give all effects to Shadow Army token on the right.
パワープラスドライブ
Second
チェッ
check.
クよし
Heal trigger.
トリガー
I heal 1 point of damage and give power to army token on the right.
パワープラス
Now, the attack is bluffed, okay? Army token on the left attacks the Vanguard. No, wait, I use Bobble Mind skill first. Into the soul, counter charge 1. Vanguard attack the Vanguard.
アタック
Rear guard to the Vanguard, sorry about that. 40,000 power.
元気がいいな。
Damage check.
ダメージチェックだ。
No trigger, perfect guard. Now, army token on the right attacks the Vanguard, 60,000 power.
ノーガー
Yes, the attack goes through.
ド。ダメージチェック。
Check. No trigger, alright. 6 damage, I win.
私の勝ちねやった
That was a close match. I won some BP, win, double trigger, 4 heal triggers, attack of 60,000 more power, perfect guard 3 times, drew an over trigger, did Persona Ride, 10 turns passed, did Superior Call, retired 5 more units, and drew 3 times in 1 turn. I got 4,300 BP, total 18,550 BP. Press A to go next. Okay, we're done testing out the deck. Let's get on back to the main menu
どのファイトにする
and on to the edit deck menu.
どのデッキを見る
And now after having just explained the deck and the deck build and card effects and having tested out the deck, with that, that's all the time we have for today. So first off, I want to say thank you to the viewers watching today's video and to please stay tuned for more videos I plan to upload again in the near future. I also hope you all show support by liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing to my videos and channel. And with that, I say goodbye and see you all soon.